What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Today, we are just going to have a little chat. No charts, no graphs, just a little chit chat, kind of piggybacking on yesterday's video a little bit. So this will be more of a, I guess, a podcast style. There's really not going to be anything on the screen too important that you need to look at. So you could set the phone down, flip the iPad over, go walk around, do whatever you need to do. But I want to talk about the end user comment that I made in yesterday's video and kind of take that theory a step further. You know, are there enough end users in the card space right now? And spoilers, I don't think there are. But before we dive too deep, shout out to today's video sponsor. That's right, the Penny Sleever. Your home for hobby supplies, penny sleeves, top loaders, semi-rigids, team bags, mags, anything you could possibly think of, they got it for you. You can get 10% off your first order with code NEOCARDS. This will be in the description down below along with a link. Free shipping over $49. They got all sorts of stuff over there regardless of what you need. Top quality supplies for fair prices is their tagline, and they hit the nail on the head with that one. So if you need any hobby supplies, go check them out. Let's get back to our little chit chat. So in yesterday's video, we discussed, the current state of the ultra modern quarterback football cards and how they're basically all going to zero, and pretty much how there are not enough, I'm going to use the C word, collector. There's not enough collectors or end users, bag holders, whatever you want to call it. And that you can extrapolate across all ultra modern sports cards. And this really isn't anything new, but I feel like we don't talk about it enough. These products come out, and at first, the prices are sky high because of supply and demand metrics. There's not a lot of supply of an individual's card. So the prices start out high. More and more product releases. The pool becomes more and more watered down. And on the flip side, there is not enough people that actually just want to own the card. Everyone is just racing to the bottom to sell the card as fast as humanly possible to recoup their costs or their losses or their gains or their wins to go do it over again. So you have this constant race to the bottom, and there's not enough people that just want to own the card, that just want to have the card on their desk to look at, to cherish, to treasure, to spark a memory, to spark joy, whatever the case might be. There's not enough of those people. Or not that there's not enough, it's just that the amount of those people are drastically outweighed by everyone that wants to make 5 to 10%. I want to just make my cut on this card and move it on as quick as possible to the next bag holder, and then eventually it'll trickle all the way down to the person that actually wants to put it on a stand on their desk. The number of stand on desk people are drastically outnumbered by the I would like to make 5 to 15% on this transaction, please and thank you. And that's ultimately what the problem here is with all this stuff. You're going to see it play out again already. You can see it right now with Jaden Daniels. His Tops Now stuff, the other few cards he has on the market are selling for astronomical sums of money. There are a lot of people that want to own Jaden Daniels cards. However, there's not a lot of supply because product's not out yet. Product is going to continue to release. More and more cards are going to hit the market. That inventory pool is going to get saturated down with every parallel pixie dust swirly ball that you could possibly think of. And there's only so many people that want to own a Jaden Daniels card. And by own, I mean actually hang on to it for longer than 30 seconds before they can list the thing on eBay. And that is ultimately the problem. The other problem is, in addition to not enough end users, the current state of the hobby or the sports card world, whatever the hell you want to call this thing, does not breed a lot of end users. The current path that the majority of the sports card world wants to send us down, whether it's Fanatics, Panini, whatnot, the shops, breakers, whatever, is the path of the gamble. The thrill is not in completing the set anymore, or obtaining the card that finishes the rainbow, or whatever little collection thing you have set up for yourself. Don't get me wrong, this stuff still happens every day, but the amount of people that are trying to check mark things off a list are fewer than the people that just want the next hit. And the hobby is training people for the next hit. What do you see? Buy in the break. Chase the big hit. Chase this thing. Chase this thing. It's worth this amount of money. It's worth that amount of money. Hell, you're seeing it with Topps now. They've turned that into a pure slot machine product. Before, you would buy the Topps Now card because maybe you were at the game or you wanted a piece from your favorite team or player or whatever to remember a specific moment. Now it's turned into, well, I want the shot at the Ohtani pack. I want the shot at the 101 auto. I'll take my chances, see if I could get it. You're buying a lottery ticket. And the gambling like self-fulfillment, I need the next one, I gotta keep chasing mentality means people are entering into these breaks in a lot of cases, and they're chasing the dollar sign, not the card. So when they get the cards, immediately what they want to do is recoup their losses, whether it's buying into a break, ripping a box, whatever. All they want to do is get the money back in their checking account, even though they're probably going to lose. They want to refill the coffers back up. Why? So they can run back out and do it again. I bought a box of Topps to chase Paul Skeens. I whiffed. I bought into a break to chase Paul Skeens. I whiffed. I got some other random cards. I sold those off. I lost 60%, but I got some money back. Guess what? I'm going to do it all over again. Rinse and repeat over and over and over again. And those people get those cards. They're not cards that they actually want to collect. Even if they hit the big Skeens card, maybe they're buying in the Topps update to chase the golden mirror. They want the Skeens gold mirror. They're chasing the gold mirror. Boom, they hit it. They bought the box, they bought the pack, they bought into the break, whatever. They hit the card. They're thrilled. They're super excited. They pack it up, put it in a penny sleeve, put it in a penny sleeve or semi-rigid. They send that thing off to PSA. They get it graded. They look at it. They say, oh my God, this was fantastic. And then they list the thing on eBay as fast as humanly possible. Why? Because they want that $1,500 to $2,000 or whatever it is that card goes for at the time back in their checking account or their debit card or their PayPal account so they could do it all over again. Because by the time they get that back, guess what? Time to chase Jaden Daniels. Prism football's out. Let's go. Mount up. Let's ride. And the current version of the sports card world that we live in drives people to chase the gamble and the hit, not to actually collect. And it's always been like that to a degree, don't get me wrong, but it feels like we are skewed way the other direction. And because it's skewed that way, the end users are not that many. And because everyone's chasing the gamble, the manufacturers keep printing more, keep making more, different sets, different products, more parallels. They keep watering everything down because they're basically literally printing money. I mean, they are quite literally just printing money. Oh, hey, can we add a couple parallels so we can print another 1,000 hobby boxes? Yup, done. Sweet. There's another couple grand. Oh, can we put a 101 auto in this Topps Now drop? Sweet. Look at all the stuff we just got for that. Great. This is fantastic. So everyone's just chasing the next hit instead of checkmarking things off a list. Now, I think eventually what happens is people get beat up by this cycle so much, they get burned out and they're either like, screw this, I'm done, I'm an idiot. Or they eventually transition to, hey man, I'm a big fan of the Cleveland Browns. I would like to collect JOK or Myles Garrett. I really like that player. I want to get some cool stuff of him. Stuff's not that expensive. Let me just grab that instead of constantly running on this treadmill that takes me to zero account balance town. So some people eventually filter over to that. But because that end user pool isn't that large, all these cards drastically go down in value as more and more get printed because everything just gets watered down. There's only so many people that want the purple swirly pulsar nonsensical parallel of Jaden Daniels. Eventually, we're going to get to that point. Even if he is really good. We see that all the time now. We looked at the football card prices yesterday. There are players playing really well. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, etc. Their card prices aren't really going up that much. It takes so much to move the needle because there's so much supply out there that it's a near impossible task, especially of the guys that are already actually expensive. Because then on top of it, if you're talking about a few $100s or more for a PSA 10 silver, whatever, insert whatever, midline card you want here, if it's $500 plus, you're also extremely limiting your buyer pool. And most people only want to get punched in the face for so long before they say, what the hell am I doing here? So I think that's ultimately the problem that we're seeing, and I think it's only going to get worse before it gets better. Because there's so much inventory being put onto the market, and the modern, I'm going to use this very loosely, collector is trained to collect the endorphin rush, not the actual physical product themselves. They're buying into a slot. And listen, if that's how you want to spend your money and your time, more power to you. Listen, I like going out and buying a box of wax every once in a while and getting punched in the face. It's fun. Every once in a while, you do get the big hit or a decent size hit. You get that little rush. It feels great. It's fun. You get it and you grade it. You wipe it all off. You pack it up in the thing, send it off to grading, see what the grade reveal is. It's all this now. It's all exciting. You feel good. You get warm and fuzzy and everything. You sell it. Oh, great. This is awesome. And then, you buy another $5,000 in boxes to get a $1,000 hit again. If that's what gets you off, great. More power to you. But there is a reverse side of that, and that is what we're seeing, I think, in the current singles market. And like I said, I don't think it's going to get any better. At least not soon. Between the printing, the lack of actual true end users for this product. Eventually, the card finds a home to an end user. Eventually they do. And they don't have to hold on to it for life, but they need to hold on to it for at least a little while. Because that takes supply off of the market. And that's important. That's all I got for you, boys and girls. The current sports card world is training degenerate gamblers, not actual collectors, in my opinion. And in the short term, it's going to be very profitable. They'll probably make a ton of money. They probably are making a ton of money. I just don't know if that's actually sustainable long term or not. All I got. Catch you on the next one. Peace.